Come with us on today's journey where we take our cats, Thor and Loki, on a 3.5-hour road trip to St. Augustine, Florida to see their Night of Lights. One of the things that we weren't super sure about is how pet-friendly, specifically cat-friendly, the city of St. Augustine, Florida really is. So we took a 3-hour road trip with both boys, and we're gambling on the fact that we could at least do something with them. One of the things that we did know that we wanted to do was to walk the beach, and we checked the weather before going. However, we did not check any forecasts of the waves. And as you can see here, we were definitely not walking the beach today. While we were hoping to find some seashells and other cool things, there was no beach left because of how wavy it was, and you definitely weren't walking in the water there. St. Augustine does have a nice little pier you can walk on. However, it's not technically pet friendly. But we went inside to the little shop and asked the ladies that were working there if we could bring the cats. We told them they'd be in their little bags, so it's not like they were actually walking on the pier. And because of the waves and weather, there wasn't a whole lot of people there. So they gave us the okay go. So little Thor was in his little front pouch with Cat Dad, while Loki was in his backpack with me. Loki is normally pretty comfortable hanging outside his bag when we go on our walks or hikes. However, every time he poked his head out, not only were we being hit by a lot of wind, but we were definitely getting sprayed in the face by some salt water, which, if you know cats, most are not a huge fan of water, so he kept tucking his head back inside. We drove around and found another little beach access area, and it had this really cool mat that kept you from actually sinking in the sand. I really wish all beaches had this because it made it so much easier to walk. And as you can see, there was definitely a red flag, so going in the water was definitely not an option. Not that we'd be taking the cats in the water.
This is really cool, this carpet thing. Definitely makes walking on the dirt a lot easier.
For this little walk, I moved Loki to his front sling bag, just because it does offer a little more protection than the backpacks do. He was able to duck down inside whenever he didn't want to get hit with the wind.
Oh, did you hear the screaming kids? He's like, yeah, I did. He's like, goodbye. He's like, it's windy.
And when I say it was windy, here is some footage of the wind blowing sand everywhere. Needless to say, we were covered by sand because unfortunately we didn't have backpacks we could hide into like the cats.
It's Florida sand disbursement.
Even with the gloomy weather, the waves, and the wind, it was still a pretty cool experience. Getting ourselves some coffee. Are you hiding now? What are you doing?
He's got his little coffee place. Oh, it's so cute. And it's raining and we're cold. Well, I'm cold and wet, so day for coffee.
Gingerbread latte. Hey, you just had your head out. Oh, that is scary. Scary UPS truck. While it wasn't pouring rain, it definitely was still a little bit windy and it was still kind of spraying a little bit. So luckily, they have a lot of little shops to go into. And because we had the boys in our front slings, nobody ever said anything about us taking cats inside. They definitely saw them because we definitely drew a crowd and everybody wanted to pet and see them. But nobody had an issue with them going in and out of the stores. So that was super, super convenient for getting out of the rain. There were really all kinds of shops there, from like candy shops, baked goods, cheesy souvenir type shops. You had candle shops and jewelry shops. But one of my favorite shops was this really cool steampunk themed shop. I've never seen anything like it, but they had some really cool, interesting stuff in there.
Ears. It's like they're being dumb.
We even found this long stretch of shops who were actually like all indoors. So you had this big long hallway where all of the doors were. So we were completely out of the rain while walking from shop to shop here, which was super nice. We did find some outside patio seating at this restaurant, so that way we could take the boys while we had lunch. Now, I did talk in these videos, however, I didn't realize originally there was music playing in the background, and YouTube doesn't really like that. So, hubby got a spicy type of burger, and I got just a traditional mushroom and Swiss burger. And, of course, we had to get a little grilled chicken patty for the boys to share.
Hey. Hey. Hi. Really, that's not like you. Can I have another piece that maybe wasn't in my mouth? Just in case it, like... Geeky, geeky. No, really?
So the original main reason we drove to St. Augustine was to see their Night of Lights. It was a Christmas thing that actually went all through January, and the town was supposed to be lit up very prettily. So that is why we were there. Eventually the sun fully set and it was dark. So now we walked around to see what we originally came to see. All the beautiful Christmas lights. And like every single building had lights on it. It all kind of led up to this main square where they had a really big Christmas tree all lit up, and they were playing music there. People were gathering. This was definitely the gathering spot where everybody was kind of hanging out.
And all lights. They're so pretty.
After walking around a bit to see all the lights, we eventually went back to the vehicle and drove around looking at some of the other lights we missed.
So that was our little adventure to see the Night of Lights in St. Augustine, Florida. Are you pooped? You look pretty darn pooped there, bud. Oh yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go to sleep. He successfully used his litter box. Thor hasn't had to go yet. And now we're driving home. You're just gonna sit back there? Thor's like, I'm going to sleep right here, guys. He's good kitties.